Alright, right where we left off. Pizza Hut tried to kill me. This is the next day. So I got my little factories going, and I'm just automatically making stuff and just setting things in chests and storage, which is fine. That's what you want. You want stuff to just be ready for you, or just doing it automatically. So now it's time to start, at least for me, planning my next step. I have basics of factory going. Let's make some more of these. Do I have enough? I can only make 10. See, look at this. I didn't let this run very much. I think I let it run while I was in pain in the restroom last night, and then so it didn't run very long. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of that and some of this, because you don't really need a whole lot of copper in this game. So I'm going to take that F, and now I can make a bunch. But I just need 54, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's way too much. You can cancel it. There we go. I'll make 60. Resort. Keep it clean. So I'll let that build. What else? What's next? I need 60 rings and some coal. So I can do that. I need straight up rock for this. This is the only thing you need iron ore for. And it's a tad frustrating. It's just a tad frustrating. Because you need to make these magnetic coils to make engines. And so it's like the basic thing. You need plates and magnets. Both use just iron ore. So it's a little frustrating, but I see why they did it. I see why they... You can't have everything have a perfect balance. If it was a straight 1-to-1 ratio on everything, it wouldn't be quite as fun or challenging, and wouldn't need to do math and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's fine. It's fine. But what I need to start doing is planning for automation and expansion. And I think I had mentioned in the last video that I want to use this space. There's not there's not a lot of ore up here in this space, and I'm probably going to need all of this space. What is that? Crude oil. I'll need it eventually, but not right out of the gate. So I'm going to need all this space. So what I'm going to do is make what's called a mall. And it's a kind of what it sounds like. It's just a place that's a little factory set up that's automatically making a lot of the things that I need. I'm going to need a lot of Tesla towers to connect everything. I'm going to need a ton of belts. I'm going to need a lot of sorters. I'm going to need a lot of arc smelters. I'm going to need a lot of this stuff, and it's a very wasteful time to have to stop and make things again and again and again when you're trying to expand and be a little bit more automated. So it's real handy to have a place like a shopping mall where you can just go pick up the items that you want that are just being made for you. Oh, there's so much copper there. So that's what we're going to do. Now, you don't have to make a mall in your game if you don't want to. Totally get it. I totally understand. I've always liked malls just because I just don't. It's just handy. It's just super handy, especially in these factory games. That's kind of it's just so beneficial. It's so beneficial. And I also want to make this. So if I hit B to build, let's go back. Hit B to build, and it's going to grid pattern the floor. And you can kind of see that this is the curves, the longitude and latitude lines. The further towards a pole you go, the less distance you have around that ring section. So if I come up here, and this is basic science, right? It's just basic stuff. If I go up here, I'm not going to be able to put as many solar panels around this ring that I'm standing in than I would at the equator that has more land. It's got more land. It's got more distance around the equator, right? So knowing that, you can kind of plan, if you plan, how you want your world to go. Because I like playing with a bus system, and we'll go over that later. I got lots of iron, lots of coal. I like playing with a bus system, which is just a many belts. And if you're familiar with the factory type games like Factorio or Satisfactory, specifically Factorio, a bus system is very handy. It's just a lot. I'm going to have 12 to start with. 12 lanes of product that I can pull off and keep building. I like to have that at or near the equator because it gives me more product to pull from. It's just me. It's just how I'm doing it. Again, when you're playing this, you play it however you want. If you don't want to use a bus and you want to manually do everything until a certain point, that's totally up to you. I don't give a crap. Do whatever you want. It sounded more rude as I said it out loud than I would have actually meant it to sound like. So anyway, so up here I've got a crude oil seep, and we're going to need that soon. And then I've got some coal down here, which I don't need, but it's always handy to have. I've unlocked my blueprints. And as you can see here, I've got several books of blueprints that I've made in a couple of previous maps. They just recently updated the game to allow blueprints, and so it's been really... I took a sabbatical from this game because there wasn't blueprints, and so you had to manually stamp down and plan everything. It was giving me carpal tunnel in my mouse hand just to do all that stuff. So I took a break. Now they put in blueprints, and it's working pretty good. There's a couple issues that I have with blueprints as they have them now, but it's okay. It's working really well. And you can see here that I've got a book for my mall. The mall that I'm using, I did not make. Let me just say this out there. If I know how, when I post this and I remember, I will put a link in the description of this video as to where I got this mall idea. I like it. It works pretty good. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it backwards this time. So I'm going to start at the end of this mall, and you just double click it, and it's putting you in the blueprint mode of the game. And I need to rotate this around a little bit so it's going to work right. So I'm going to hit R a couple of times to rotate this. I've used this before, so I know how it's supposed to be laid out. So I'm just going to go ahead and just pick a spot. If it's blue like this, I should be able to stamp it. Just click and drop that down. If I'm down here, I can't because the blueprint is going to cross some tropic lines, and it's not going to fit right. Now I can go south, and it's going to fit correctly. But you can see here how the lines and the boxes they start to shrink and change the further north you go, and that's just to fit all the same number of boxes in the areas. So anyway, so that being said, I'm going to start at the end of this mall. And it doesn't really matter. I know it really frustrates me when I watch other YouTubers play these factory games, sit here and spend like 20 seconds trying to figure out, do I want this to go here or here? I just don't know. Maybe I just don't. You know what? It's going to fit. And if it doesn't fit, I can move it around. I can tear this whole thing down and rebuild it later. It's okay. So if I do that and that's one of your peeves, I apologize. And this is a spot where once you start doing these blueprints, your power is really going to come in handy, because as your robots, your constructor bots are working. They're drawing power from you to do their job. And the reason that this blueprint right now, this mall is in sections, is because when you start, let's go to T for technology. Let's go to my upgrades. When you start, you only have blueprint limits of 150 facilities. And what that means is each one of these dots is a facility. So starting off, your blueprints cannot be huge. Now I do have some big blueprints, but let's see what happens if I go early game and then do the whole main mall by itself. It's going to tell me that the number of facilities in that blueprint is more than the maximum limit that I can have, that I have currently in my technology. And if you look to the right, it says that this blueprint contains 905 facilities, but I only have the capability to use 150 right now. And that's fine. That's totally fine. Well, you know, we'll unlock those as we go through this. So it's stopped now, which is fine because I'm just out of belts. I don't have belts for my robots to put down, which is fine because then I can keep doing my mall. And again, I'm going backwards and I'm doing it backwards, so I got to rotate it twice, and I'm going to line up the right side dots with the dots that are fit in there, and it should just plug right in. Now you can see as my worker bots are putting things down, they're destroying trees and whatever they need to get rid of that crap. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to pick it up. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I've done those two backwards. Double click, R to rotate. Stamp it down. Now this mall is going to produce, or is set up to make a bunch of items that I haven't researched yet. And that's fine. We can come back and fill in the spots later. Now this is going to be the bottom, which for me as I'm doing this is the top. And then the top, which is the bottom. And then I need to do C, rotate it. And then B, rotate it twice. Make sure all the lanes are correct. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I got one more section left. This is A. This is where the mall actually starts. So we're starting to become much more efficient, more automated. And so what I'm going to do now, I might cut away and just let, see, I need to build all the little pieces for this. This is where, like I said, starting out can be a little tedious because you don't have anything. But once we get our mall up and going, it's gonna get much easier. So let's go back because I'm gonna need to make some supplies and get some supplies. I think what I want to do right off the bat, because I need so many belts, is make a simple belt assembly line. So when I look at the specs for it, it needs some gears and 2 plates. And the gears take plates, so I just need plates. This is super handy. So what I want to do, and you can do this however you want. Oh, I need some. Let's just make some. I'm going to need some of those. I'm also going to need some inserters. Let's make 20 of those. I'm going to need some smelters. You know what? I'm a dumb head because I need assemblers unlocked for me to do this. So let's look at our tech tree. Hey, I never said I was good at this game. I just like it. There's a big difference. This is what I need right here. Basic assembling processes. So this is easy to unlock. So I'm going to activate it. I'm going to use the materials out of my storage. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to stop all of this. Maybe not all of it. Because I need 10 of these for my research, and then I need some of these. I'll just click that once. And it's going to make them, and then I'll be able to make my assembler machines. You really can't do automation without assemblers. It's automatically going to put things together for you. Let's wait here a second. And I might get a couple as I unlock it. Bingo, I got one. Yay, now I can make these all I want. So I'm going to take, let's make another one. Because I need to make gears. So now I should have 2. If I come down here and look at my factories, I've got 2. So I know that my end goal, let's just put it over here for funsies. I know my end goal, and I try to work backwards at this stuff because it's confusing, and I get confused. I'm a dumb head sometimes. So I know my last product that I ultimately want to make is belts. So I'm going to put belts. Of course, I need to make some of those. And then my belts are going to need iron plates and gears, which are also iron plates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp down another assembler that's going to make gears. And I need to sort from my source to my destination. So I want this machine to just go ahead and give it gears. Just do your thing. Let's stamp this down because I want my belts to go into a chest. And I'm going to deliver those with a sorter. I'm going to need some power. This is where having them all is just going to be great. I mean, you can just go and pick up a stack of whatever you need and go build and go do things. But I also know I need to deliver the plates over here. So let's go pick up some of these. Let's go this way and this way. And I try to keep everything aligned to a grid. I'm not a Neanderthal. Easy peasy. The little worker robots are going to put my belts down, and then I need to outfeed. And I don't need to make a ton of these per second. I just need to make some. So I'm just going to have 2 outfeeds. Feed this belt. I mean, I've got a lot in there, and this is making it at a decent pace. I could probably speed things up just a hair by adding a couple more. Why not? Let's just do it. So this is just adding, kind of making things a little bit quicker. So I can see that the smelter storage is going down, which means it's pulling faster than it can make. And that's okay. That is okay. That means I'm filling this chest up quite well. Right? And if I want, I can add more smelters on this line. It's okay. It's all good. This is, you're not doing anything wrong yet. If you can do anything wrong at all. But instead of using power or Tesla towers, I'm just going to use straight up windmills to power all this stuff because it's going to generate power. And let's start attaching things. It's too close to another wind turbine. Let's give me some space, brah. Alright, we're going to attach that and just go put another one over there. Just start connecting stuff. And it's okay to do that. Let's check out my power distribution. So this is all blue. Everything has power that it needs. Awesome. So, so we need to feed these assemblers the plates that we started to make. So I'm going to click and drag. Click and drag. I'm going to start feeding my little tiny process here. And this is where you get all excited because you're like, I'm doing it. I'm making a process, just automatically making belts. Now, if I want to, again, I could say only make me 1 stack. But I know I'm going to need a lot, so I'm gonna leave it at 3. I don't need this running forever right now because I'm building a mall that's going to make these. So I don't really don't need to have 2 places making belts all over the place. So I'm just going to let that run for a bit. And I think, let's check my robot. Yep, I am out of coal and I'm running low on energy. So let's just take a walk, a little walkabout over here to get some more coal. 1, 2, 3, 4, because my robot can take 4. Control shift or control click to just zip it over. And now I'm gaining my energy back slowly because this, like I said, this coal's only giving me 2.7 megajoules per cycle. It's not overkill. But right now I don't need it to be. I just need to keep it going. Now, the downside to building or stamping out a blueprint of a mall of this size is that I don't have all of the pieces for it just yet. And that might be a good thing. The thing that I'm concerned about is running low on my robot's, my mecha's energy. So what I can do is I can just grab a couple, small stack and walk over. And again, it gets so much quicker. So now I'm within build zone area, and so my robots are like, all right, I'm close. I know you told me to go put stuff here, so I'm gonna go put stuff there. So now it's kind of a build, and it's a slow build process, but once it's going good. And while that's going, let's check the tech tree to see if there's anything else I can unlock. I can unlock blue science cubes. This is where the next big step of things I'm going to need is blue cubes. That's going to allow me to unlock more technologies. Actually, I want that one next. So I'm going to activate that, and I might have some stuff already in my inventory, and that's fine. So everything from here on out, it looks like, is going to need at least blue cubes to get it going. Let's check out my upgrades for my robot. Cubes. Red's coming. It's coming. All right, I'm going to need these, but I don't think I have that unlocked yet. Do I have that technology unlocked? I do not. So what's going to let me make those? That's going to unlock steel. So maybe I'm going to have to wait until I get some blue cubes made. Yep, there it is. That's fine. This is all part of the process. It's all part of the process. I'm in no huge rush. This is the chill play. That's why you're here. You're here to watch and get frustrated that I'm going too slow and I'm doing it wrong according to your methods. And you're going to leave angry comments in my comment section, and I don't care. Let's do it. I don't care. See, I'm out of power. I can't fly over the water. Yay, first flight. This does nothing. This is just for completionists who, I want to get everything checked off. I want to do all these things. And that's fine if that's you. Do it. So here's a good example of why I like to keep the power. I've got a bunch of windmills. I'm generating 2.7 megawatts. All the machines I have running are only consuming 2 megawatts. So I'm producing more than I'm using, and that's what you want. So I'm coming back here for a couple of reasons. One, to get some more belts, and for two, to get a little. I want more coal. I don't want to be without. I know it's nerdy. I like having more money in the bank than I can spend or am spending. Little savings. So while that's being stamped out, what did I need? Okay, I unlocked that. So now T for tech tree. I don't think I can make these because I have to make blue cubes to unlock it. Upgrades. I have to unlock it. I don't have steel unlocked yet. I don't have graphite unlocked yet. So it looks like blue cubes is my next tech thing to unlock. But I really want to get this mall done first. So I think what I'm going to do is sit here. Now I can make blue cubes on my own in my mecha replicator. I could sit here and click on this and say, yeah, go ahead and start making these blue cubes to unlock things. But again, I'm not in a hurry to zip through the tech tree as fast as possible. I want to build my mall. So I know that my mall's going to need smelters, and I'm going to need assemblers, and I'm going to need sorters. There's a lot of, I don't want to build a mini mall to build my mall. I just want to build the mall. So I think what I'm going to do is handcraft a bunch of this stuff while I'm waiting for a bunch of, well, one, my energy to come back, and then two, my belts to be made. I would just want to wait for that. So I might break this up or speed play through it, but I'm just gonna make a bunch of stuff. Enjoy.